The giant estate sale that I purchased in October of last year is the gift that just keeps on giving.
I might be in trouble.
Because yes, you read the title correctly. She had an entire drawer full of ball gowns. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Stephanie, of all of your pattern endeavors from this giant estate sale, this feels mighty small. You would be correct, because the ball gown drawer was by far the most picked over, which is valid. This estate sale had been going on at this point for approximately 3 to 4 years, so it kind of makes sense. But there's still lots of goodies in here. And since this drawer is quite so small, I will be going through and letting you know what the patterns suggested for fabrics that you make these patterns out of. But let's not waste any more time and go in with number 1, which is going to be Simplicity 4968 from the 1950s. It is a bust 30, as most of these are going to be. They're on the smaller side because she was making for proms and homecomings for high schoolers. That's right. And you can see here, this is the cupcake style, at least as far as the bodice goes. Look at the ruffles on this thing. I love it. Oh, it's so fun. And I do love the very large overskirt. And you can see here, there is a thin strap option as well. Now for this pattern, there are 3 different styles of fabrics that they are requesting. The first is for the overdress, and they're wanting net for that. The underdress, however, is looking at cotton, taffeta, rayon, or silk. And the dress and the jacket are looking at cotton, chintz, organdy, gingham, taffeta, rayon, fall, butcher rayon, and bengaline. And now, while all of these are not currently manufactured fabrics, you can still find modern duplicates if you go to, like, Joann's. They're not going to be as high quality as the vintage ones, but they are what is available. Unless you particularly want a specific type of novelty, or rayon, or vintage fabric that is almost impossible to find unless you're going on to my website, which is actually where all of these will be. All of these patterns that I am showing off today will go onto my website 30 minutes after this video goes live. That way you can take your time, enjoy the video, and then head over to the website to buy whichever ones you want. And there's an opportunity for a discount code, but hang on to the end to find out how you get that. Petal busts. I love them. This is McCall's 9070. It is another bust 30. And this one is from 1952. I adore this sort of underdress with like little petal jut ups. Would they kind of be a pain to get to stay and might be slightly irritating through the night? I don't really know because I've never worn a dress like that, but I can imagine that they might get a little floppy unless you really stiffened them well. And it does have a little crossover front and a scoop neck bolero jacket to just give you a peek of the good stuff of the dress underneath. And for this pattern, it suggests taffeta, satin, jacquards, taffeta shantung, bengaline, silk barathia, moire, and lame. Lame, 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 lame. Sorry, I had to. And they also just want to make sure that you're very clear this is not meant for diagonals, which that makes a lot of sense because with all the crisscrossing and everything, that could get a little on the loud side. Oh, this next one is so pretty. This is McCall's 9285 from 1953 in a bust size 30. I adore this fitted nipped waistline through here, the slightly drop waist with the band across, so a very full skirt, and the jacket that actually helps create that upper diagonal into like a faux keyhole situation up at the top. It's so good. And for this pattern, the manufacturer recommended shantung, cotton broadcloth, percale, linen, pongee, crepes, piqué, polished cotton, and fall. And again, if I'm pronouncing any of these incorrectly, my distinct apologies. Most of the time I am just reading these and I have never actually heard them said. So if I'm mispronouncing some of them, please let me know in the comments because I don't honestly know if I pronounced all those correctly. And next we have McCall's 5200 from 1959. Look at this fitted bodice with the little bows at the shoulder. Oh! I love bows. Bows are good. They are good, period. Except for that one that I made in the middle of the gray dress, which didn't really work. But other than that, they're excellent. And then it comes into a nicely fitted waist and a very full skirt. And for this dress, they recommend satin, pieux de soie. I'm really sorry. Polished cotton, printed silk or cotton, taffeta, piqué, and velveteen for the bodice B. Now inside this drawer was also some wedding gowns. Because remember, she did open her shop in '65, so she probably had some older patterns from her personal collection and all the patterns that she was ordering for her store. And this one in particular is McCall's 5790 from 1977 in a bust size 31. Now I do have this, I believe, on my website in a couple other sizes as well. But this is a lovely Laura Ashley gown, very cottagecore now, doesn't have to be bridal, can just be for any old day that you feel like being extra. And the suggested fabrics to use for this one are lightweight cotton, cotton blends, challis, surah, crepe de chine, batiste, voile, organza, eyelet, taffeta, and muslin? Intriguing. I don't know if I'd use modern muslin for this because usually that's very, very thick. And another lovely little wedding gown. This is McCall's 5207 from 1959 in a bust 32. Look at the pretty bell shape. Oh my gosh, how pretty. And this one actually has a train, so bell into train. Imagine the structure to hold that in place. Impressive. I also love the boat neck and the fitted. It's just, it's good. And this fabric suggestion is brocade, pure de soie, satin, fal, taffeta, moire, satin ottoman, and view C, a printed silk or cotton. And again, note, not for diagonals. Feel like we would know that. And now we're back to the ball gowns. Well, okay, I would distinguish this one as more of a fancy cocktail gown instead of a ball gown per se. This is Advanced 6712 from an American designer, Sylvia Franklin. I love the surplice top with the optional like thin straps or the little dolman sleeves into a raised waistline but full skirt. So you're gonna have those thin panels that then flare out. Those always look good all the time. Now obviously the envelope is a touch on the sad side, but it's not gonna stop us. And this one is a bust 29, which unfortunately was sort of like torn in half there, but like it's a bust 29. And for this particular American designer, she requested novelty cotton, shantung, silk or rayon crepe, satin taffeta, or surah. Oh my gosh, I really distinctly wish that this was closer to my size because I would absolutely make that. It's so pretty. Anyway, moving on to McCall's 9198 from 1952 and holy McRuffletown, Batman. That is impressive. This is a lovely little strapless gown that sort of does a big swoosh across the body down into the skirt with this huge ruffle coming off the side. I would imagine the ruffle would have to be quite lightweight so that it doesn't pull the dress awkwardly, but mercy, that's good. Now this one is a bust 32, so at least it's not the smallest option, but unfortunately, it's not that far away. And for this ruffle-tastic gown, the manufacturer says to use fabrics such as taffeta, taffeta shantung, peau de soie. You're just learning how bad my high school French has gotten. That's all you're really learning right now. And as I thought, the ruffle is in net. And then we have what I would also distinguish more as a cocktail dress, not so much an evening gown, but it's still very pretty. McCall's 5142 from 1959 in a bust 31. And this one has the distinction of not only having the boat neck, but it also has gathered panels into a fitted waist with a cute little bow above that giant gathered skirt. You can also make the slim fit skirt as well, but I lean toward things that are poofy. And for this particular pattern, the manufacturer requests printed silk or cotton, crepe, shantung, polished cotton, challis, jersey, synthetic mixtures, or tissue foul. And synthetic mixtures is not quite the synthetic that we are thinking, but it was that very early polyester phase where they were just putting polyester in everything and seeing what it did. But at least if we use them now, then we're saving them from rotting in the landfill, but then we get microplastics in the ocean, and I don't have a good solution. I'm just trying to save it from the active landfill at this point.
Yes, very sad. Anyway.
And now we have Modes Royale, number 1781, in a bust 32, which again is what I would more deem as a cocktail dress. This drawer was quite picked over, so I'm sure they were just putting in vaguely what they thought was a ball gown. But it's a really nice fitted sheath through here, and it does look like it buttons down the back. Are you two pieces or one? It's a two-piece dress. So you're gonna have a top that buttons down the back and a fitted skirt. And down here in this little corner, it says, smart in wools, tweeds, and heavy silks. And yes, I would agree something with that level of structure does need that kind of body in the material. And now we have one of my favorite patterns. McCall's 3768 in a bust 31.5 from 1956. Look at the fishtail! Okay, this one isn't technically a mermaid because mermaids, you know, flare more toward the back, but I just love the extra gathered drop skirt. I just think it looks cute. I would still qualify it as a mermaid, although I know most folks don't really qualify this particular skirt as a mermaid style. But it is a fitted sheath with a boat neck all the way up top, and you can either do the long skirt or the ruffle bottom. And for this one, they suggest linen, taffeta, pieux de soie, crepe, wool jersey, lightweight wool, or shantung. And only view B is good for satin and velveteen. Oh yeah, view B is the straight skirt. I would completely agree with that. And while I appreciate that this is another American designer, I'm not really sure how you snuck in here, but you're cute, so we're gonna talk about you real quick. This is Advanced 7731 from the 1950s in a bust 42. How did you sneak in here? From American designer, Elizabeth Hilt. This is a pretty standard button-up shirtwaist sheath dress with raglan sleeves and cute little tucks at the front so that, you know, you can walk. And this is going to be one of those that's really great with cottons, linens, silks, synthetic crepe, rayon flannel, rayon gabardine, dress wools, or synthetics. Yeah, I don't know how you snuck in here, but you're cute. And we have another cocktail-ish dress, cocktail light, cocktail hour. This is Vogue S4831 in a bust 40. And I love the detail on this bodice. Look at those amazing tucks through there and the tucks that actually mirror it in the skirt. It has a slight slit neckline. Say that 3 times fast. And you can make it either in these more summery colors or the more dark and moody colors. And for this pattern, they suggest crepe, foul crepe, shantung, surah, thin taffeta, barathia, wool crepe, sheer woolen, and wool jersey. Basically anything that has a really nice lightweight drape so you can get those pleats to look chef's kiss. Moving on, back into the ball gowns. This is Simplicity 3503. This is going to be from the late 50s, early 60s, because if you notice, the hair is starting to creep up closer to God there. But this is another variant of the cupcake, because you can see through here that you would have had that ruffle bodice down into a very large skirt with a tight ruffle and then whooah at the bottom. And yes, it's a technical term. This one is in a bust 32. And the manufacturer suggests taffeta, satin, cottons and blends, piqué, polished cotton, percale, linen, rayons, silks, synthetics, and of course, some more taffeta, with the most of the ruffling being net, also known as tulle. And now we have another sheath dress by Jenny Stutzlen. Again, my apologies if I pronounced that wrong. This is a prominent designer mail order pattern, M235, in a size 10, which would be a bust 32.5. This one comes with a little bolero jacket along with the sheath dress, but also has that nice gather right through the bust into like what looks like to be a scoop detail that keeps everything fitted below the bust, but allows the bust to have that roughly fluffy little moment. I don't know if these actually tell you which fabric to use. Let's find out. Ah, they do! Cotton broadcloth, piqué, polished cotton, linen, crepe, shantung, barathia. And for the vestie, which is the little ruffly bit, moire, chiffon, or organdy. And what would a fancy event be without your own cape? Advanced 5666, that's a bust 32 to 34, is this sweet little bolero jacket and capelet pattern that just would easily go well with any type of outing that you are doing, whether it's a prom, a homecoming, maybe it's a little chilly, you want to have a little extra flair. This would be the pattern to go along with your fancy ball gown. Because, oh man, let me tell you, this next one is good. McCall's 3439 from 1956 in a bust 30. Not only is this cute little sheath dress, but also has this huge detachable skirt. Oh, that is so good. And just the sheer level of glam with this pattern is spectacular. For this one, the manufacturer's suggested fabrics are satin, taffeta, brocade, embroidered, polished cottons, for view B only, velveteen, and net overskirt, and view C, lace. It's really good, none of these are my size, cause I'm not gonna be able to keep any of them. Okay, I am not even going to lie to you when I tell you that I have saved the final 2 as the best in the box because, they're so good. First, we have McCall's 8658 from 1951 in a bust 31. Holy cow. Now, I know originally it's just like, oh, but it's just a ball gown. But look at the fall of this thing. Do you objectively need a pattern piece to No, you don't. But like, come on, the drawing is so good. I know they get a little creative with the drawings, but it's so good. So I do love everything about this because it is just a very nice strapless gown. You could easily recreate this at home with a very light piece of fabric and just draping it correctly. But there's something about the envelope cover for me that's just, it's just so satisfying. And now we have Simplicity 1770 in a bust 31.5 from the 1950s. Look at the poof. Look at the poof! There's so much to this dress. Not only do you have the off the shoulder with the little gathers through here, but you also have this huge overskirt and the giant ribbon, and it's just so good. It's just so good. And for this one, the manufacturer suggests dotted Swiss, embroidered organdy, taffeta, nylon, crystallette. Ooh, I would kill to know what that looks like. For the overskirt, they suggest net or lace, dotted Swiss, embroidered organdy, taffeta, and some more net. Like, let's be real, tulle is just real easy just to like make a skirt larger and more exciting. Editing Stephanie here with an unfortunate little pop-in to say that both of these were woefully incomplete. I'm talking missing major pieces. So sorry, but they're still very pretty to look at. And as this is not a normal video for me, I am not keeping any of these, so all of these will be for sale on my website. If they are missing some pieces, then I will clearly disclose that. But if they are missing like most of the pieces, I'll probably pull them and see if I can find them somewhere else. So I will keep you apprised on the website. Whatever is there is what was complete enough to sell. And you want a discount? Awesome. I am about to redo my website. It's not going to be so drastic that it's going to be completely 100% nothing is there. No, all the same products will be right there. I'm just trying to make the website a little more user-friendly as opposed to my stage management brain, which goes for pure functionality and no design. This is the part where I am asking you to help me. Over the next couple of weeks, you will see a little blurb pop up on my website that will take you to a survey and have you fill out questions to help me better understand what you are looking for from a vintage selling website. And then once you have completed the survey, you will get a little code that will be good for a 20% off discount for a one-time use, as many items as you like, as my thank you to you for helping me upgrade the website. I hope you enjoyed today's drawer, and remember, you can get all the patterns at backroomfinds.com. And until next time, friends, I hope you're sewing in chaos. Bye. This is McCall's 9285 from 1983. Oh, shiza. Hang on. I gotta delete some crap. Nope, that's all from declutter. That can go away. That can go. There we go. Here's some MegaCon stuff.